Introducing the Brave Tribe! The bravery, the brave will save the day!
Hang 10, bro. Welcome back to Let's Be Yokai Tribes. But the Yokai Tribe is Be Brave. Bravery, the brave save the day! Okay, so today we're taking a look at the top 10 best fighting games of all time. So, without further ado, let's go.
Brace yourself for a knockout.
Hitmon!
Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 fighting games of all time.
Fighting is more fun than power!
Yep, I know you too, Lynn Jr.
Before we begin,
but who
we publish
cares
new
about
videos
the fighting?
every day, so be sure to
But
subscribe for more great
the
content.
differences.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most popular and impactful
Whoa,
video games that fit
come
into
check
the
it
fighting
out.
game genre.
Am I
Obviously,
gonna
because
be
so many
late
fighting
sometime?
franchises have so
Yeah,
many
dude.
sequels and re-releases, we're
Pizza?
sticking to one game
Amazing.
per franchise.
I'm not interested in whatever you call
Like the
yourself.
night, be brave!
Question your existence.
And I'm
Number 10,
the knight!
Virtua Fighter 5, Final Showdown.
I'm Superman.
And me!
While it
It's
may
me,
be only available as a
Streaky.
downloadable title, this
Am I gonna be a
last entry in the
super cat
age-old
this
series
time?
stands as the most complete package players are ever going to
Well,
get, thanks
hello,
to its original
friends,
content,
but
such
here's
as
the
new
number
costumes,
10.
characters, and stages.
Still got the fight on that.
In terms of a love letter to the godfather of fighting games that would go on to inspire the likes of Tekken and Dead or Alive,
Hey,
it certainly has
where did
plenty
you
of
go
merit.
for me?
For longtime fans who just can't get
There's no
enough of
need to
facing
pay
off
attention
against
to that.
Dural, you won't be disappointed.
Whoa!
Number 9,
Am I
Blaze
gonna
Blue
be doing
Calamity
about
Trigger.
fight?
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1.
For those who like their battles with an animated edge, look no further. Kickstarting the series that wholly embraced the 2D fighting style while sprucing it up with an in-depth and
Hitmon
invested narrative.
Giant!
This game truly was the trigger that sent
Whoa.
Ragna and the others flying into the gaming spotlight. With a relatively small yet dynamic roster of characters, beautifully
Yup,
animated
still
combat
gonna
sequences,
love
and
that.
plenty of replayability with its online
But
arcade
I'm
and
gonna
story modes.
confuse about
You probably
this.
won't be able to put the controller down.
Still
At least until you
fighting
see
on
the
that.
legendary Astral Heat. Also, we just basically didn't have it in us to not include Taokaka.
I'm too hungry to go on. No.
Number 8, Killer Instinct. While the series has
Number
recently been given the
8
polish and reboot that it so
Killer
desperately needed,
Instinct.
there's no denying that its initial
That's a
entry was
fighting
certainly its finest hour.
Wow.
Stepping away from some of the classic fighting game conventions that had been seen in other genre heavyweights, it implemented
Whoa,
mechanics like
am
double
I
health
gonna
bars,
be a
automatic
fight?
combos,
But
combo breakers, and the
who
oh so
wants
famous
the job on that?
ultra combos.
But still got the combat! Still got the action!
As you can guess, the combat, as a result, got pretty intense. The game also isn't afraid to go
Yep.
crazy with its character design. After all, where else can a cyborg face off against a velociraptor, a werewolf, and a skeleton? Number 7, The King of Fighters 13.
Oh, that's
Ash
That's
Crimson's
very
story comes to an end, and with
subjective.
it comes one of the best entries in this juggernaut of a franchise. This is
Yep,
largely
still
due to
got
the
the champion.
streamlining of many of the motifs
But
present in the
this
predecessors, and in their
is
place,
not
applying
for
redefined
kids.
versions of some of the series' most popular features. Sure, its story mode is nigh impossible to follow unless you're a veteran of the lore and you have the wiki open at the same time, but that doesn't really take away from its beautiful visual style and vastly improved controls. Fans will most certainly get a kick out of letting loose with so many crazy, colorful combos. Not to mention another chance to check out May's magnificent set of techniques. Hey, we're a fan. Get it? Fans? She has fans? Anyway.
Still just fans. Still an audience.
Number 6, Soul Calibur 2. Why battle with your fists when you can cleave your enemies in two with a giant friggin' sword? Well, they never actually split in two, but the big swords are there for sure. Anyway, the undisputed champion of weapon-based fighting games.
Still got
This
the
sequel not only
punchies.
gave us slick combat with haunted
Got a
characters
punch
and amazing
kick
stages,
in
but also
karate.
a treasure trove of extra content.
Say a prayer.
One aspect that stands out
But
above the rest
am I
is
gonna
Weapon
fight?
Master, the miniature
My name's
narrative that sends
Finn.
players on a
Finn
journey
the
to seek
human.
out the fabled blade known as the
Well,
Soul Edge,
Finn.
with the added bonus of unlocking new weapons
Love
for
the
their
video
chosen character
games.
along the way.
And the
And
contacts.
Xbox and GameCube owners totally got to play as Spawn and Link, respectively.
Link.
Adventure time. Ring
Number
out.
5, Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Yup, that's Super Smash Bros. Melee on a number 5.
Nintendo hits it out of the park. Though, what would you expect if you toss in the likes of their most
I
famous
accept
and
this
iconic characters
or
and
not?
put them in a game with the goal of slugging it out? From Mario to
If
Link
not,
to Pikachu to Samus and a huge roster of others. There was never a better excuse to get a GameCube than this title.
Misunderstanding.
Not only was the fighting fluid and highly addictive,
who's
but there was
the
also
best
plenty of an
fighter
offer
in
in
the
both single
world?
and multiplayer modes.
I
The
guess
latter
I
was the best kind
said.
of crazy with its 4-player free
Man.
roles. But the former also gave us adventure mode, aka that one time we had to fight Giga.
Oh boy. That's what happened.
Number 4, Tekken 3.
Yup, that's the third game of
The
Tekken.
series may still be going strong,
I
but no
set
one can
that
deny
record
that the
once
turning
and
point for the
for
series
all.
came when Jin and his fellow newcomers took
Oh.
over. With far superior
Mikey
weapons,
Benjamin
a
and
huge boost to the character roster,
But
as well
who
as much
cares
greater
to
depth
that?
given to the actual, fighting, especially in terms of movement.
Well,
This
still
set the
fighting,
standard for all Tekken games
still
that followed, and remains
fighting.
one of the most successful games under the banner
Ooh,
of the original
still got the
PlayStation.
fighters.
We'll,
Time for
also
some
don't
action.
forget that Tekken Ball
Like
was
as I
actually a
said.
thing. We promise.
Whoa, Finn. Your robotic arm. Still got a
Number
design.
3, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes.
Yup, we call this the superhero.
In case that repetitive title didn't clue you in, this game will indeed take you for a ride. Despite recent sequels trying to recapture what made this entry so accessible, nothing is quite
Marvel,
managed to live up to it.
Capcom? What a
Especially the experience of
crossover
unleashing the
game.
fury of your favorite 3-character
Excellent.
tag team and lighting up the
Donatello
entire screen with
And
hyper combos
Raphael,
and glorious 2D.
Michelangelo, and Leonardo. Yup, that's me. I'm Leonardo from Teenage Mutant
With
Ninja
its massive
Turtles.
roster containing everyone from Spidey to Ryu and every A to C list character in between, along with its iconic art style, this was undoubtedly Marvel and Capcom's biggest bout.
Still got the winner.
Number 2, Mortal Kombat.
Mommy. Up,
Now,
the number
this
2
is how you relaunch a franchise.
is the
Quite
Mortal
literally taking
Kombat.
everything back to the beginning. This
Still back in
reimagining
the
not only
beginning.
brought with it classic characters we all know and love, but surrounded them with an immense amount of blood and brilliant content.
Kung Lao wins. Fatality.
The fatalities and newly introduced X-ray moves
Dude, am I
redefined the
gonna be
stylistic
cute,
violence.
baby?
It had an online mode that had the whole
God.
world battling against each other, as well as a narrative that was actually well written, investing and proved that Western fighting games could have good
Whoa,
stories.
come
Mortal
take a
Kombat
look at
2
this.
May have raised the bar and,
And explain this,
Mortal Kombat
like
2011
always.
definitely shot it into the stratosphere.
All of those teeth and claws.
Nah.
Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
We have Guilty Gear X2. Dead or Alive 2.
Number 1,
Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting.
You all knew this was coming, right? Though, considering how many iterations and sequels there have been of this classic series over the years, it was a hard choice to
Whoa,
nail down just
that was a
one
cute
title.
sequel
in
on
the
that.
end, it was Hyper Fighting in the
Still
arcades,
got the
or
action.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting as it was released on home consoles, that took the mantle for increasing the game's speed and showcasing the most well-balanced roster of characters, making the series into a household name.
Well, still got the around the world position.
Even
But
all these
here's
years later,
how.
Street Fighter II is considered the definitive fighting game experience, thanks in no small part to it helping define the genre as a whole.
Time over.
Do you agree with our picks?
Well, I think that's it. Well, anyways, see you next time on the next Yokai Tribe.
Alright, thanks for watching.